Hi, folks. Welcome once again to the famous Mendocino Songwriters Showcase. You know, there's a lot of fantastic talent in this town, wouldn't you say? This whole area.
I've said that a few times.
Haven't you seen some really fantastic people rolling around town here? Well, tonight on the Songwriter Showcase, it's my great pleasure to have some of the more infamous musicians around town and songwriters. And their names are Garth Beckington, Bugs Anderson, and Mike Evans. All right, folks. You're going to have a good show. Garth and Bugs.
All right.
It'd be cool if you guys would clap along on this tune, you know? Click your fingers, clap along, tap your heads, whatever.
Why don't we set the tempo here, Garth? You ready?
One of these guys, you know. You all know this song.
Oh, yeah.
It's on every jukebox in America.
Got a little letter, it came from you. It did not say what I wanted it to. It hurt me so, I turned to stone. Then I heard a little voice, let it go, let it go. If it hurts, let it go. Let it go, let it go. If it's a drag, say goodbye. Bye, 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 bye. If it hurts. Well, I felt better. Baby, I felt worse. And sometimes love, just a lover's curse. It'll hurt you so, you might turn to stone. That's when you hear a little voice, so let it go, let it go. If it hurts, let it go. Let it go, let it go. If it's a drag, say goodbye. bye. If it hurts, let it go. Let it go, let it go. If it's a drag, say goodbye. Bye, 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 bye. Let it go, let it go. If it's a drag, say goodbye. Bye, 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 bye. If it hurts, let it go. Let it go, let it go. If it's a drag, say goodbye. Bye, 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 bye.
Well, hey, Bugs, I hear you guys have been on the road. Where'd you go?
Well, Garth and I were over in England for a while and, you know, doing a little recording over there. And
Oh, what kind of music did you do?
well, rather than me try to explain the music, why don't I just, Garth, push a button. Let's let's sing one,
Why
okay?
not?
Well, let me put up the antenna and see if we can dial in some of those sounds we made in London.
Go for it.
It should be coming in any minute now.
Thanks to modern technology, Garth and Bugs. Well, Garth and Bugs, welcome to the Foghorn. Quite a place here, isn't it?
Fabulous.
Yes, really, and our barkeep,
The best.
she's pretty incredible too, Miss Kathy O'Grady. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I'll drink to that.
Single? This place is high class, absolutely. Yes, we have some really very solid residents of Mendocino here with me at the table. I'm really to have you, Garth and Bugs. For one thing, they play in a group called Mofoco, right? Okay. And when does that play, and where does it play, and who's in it?
What was the first question?
Who is Mofoco?
Oh, Bugs and I are in it, and the great Scott Evans on drums, and the fabulous Elo Kent on saxophone, tenor saxophone, alto sometimes both.
All right. Well, I've had the great pleasure to be down at the Casper Inn when they're playing. Is that mostly where you're playing these days?
That's the only place they'll let us play locally.
I see. I understand. Yes, Peter Litt is allowing you to play there. I think that's wonderful.
Yes, he's a philanthropist and a man with an open mind.
Tara, yes.
That's right. And like you said, you went to England last year, and you were there a year, you were telling me, right?
Yeah, a little over a year.
A year. How was it for you? Was it fun?
Thrilling. Great beer. Great beer.
Uh-huh. And what about the music?
Well, as you heard on the recording, we did some music over there. We recorded it in London.
You did.
And where was that? High Barnet or something?
High Barnet.
High Barnet.
All right.
The last stop on the central
The tube line, yeah.
Well, how did you get to go to England from here? I mean, how did that all evolve? That's pretty exciting.
Too many circumstances to really, give you the full picture right now, Tara, but we just ended up there.
You ended
on
up there.
February 5th.
And one of those itinerant
1987.
musician stories. I know how it is. So.
Yeah.
It's funny, that, isn't it?
Coldest winter in 47 years.
In 47 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
The
London.
big freeze.
They said, "What the heck are you doing here?" And we had no answer for them, just as we really have no answer for you about what we were doing there.
But I know you were playing great music because I heard some of it besides what we heard on that wonderful little tape player over there.
They loved it,
This
obviously.
thing really puts out, huh?
Yeah, it's a fantastic machine, high technology. Here we have it. ROP Studios in downtown
Yeah.
Mendocino.
Little speakers, big sound.
Really?
Big sound.
Big sound.
So-
Big hair. You got big hair.
Big hair, yes. That's what I learned
Big
in
hair.
London.
This is the real Garth. And the unreal Bugs. Oh, never mind. Anyway, that song, you wrote it together. Do you do a lot of co-writing?
Yeah, we do a lot of co-writing, but neither one of us can remember who wrote that song.
I see. So it just sort of evolved. Did that get written in London?
No, I think it was written here in California somewhere.
I think, didn't you write that, Garth? Or,
I thought you wrote it, Bugs.
oh, we
Wait,
stole it from Bob Dylan or something.
something like
I
that.
knew
I
it
don't
was
know.
really familiar.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
familiar, yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorite tunes.
Yeah, I really like it though.
Yeah.
I really, you
I
guys
think
make
it
one.
too, sort of. But I'm not really so sure.
Could you be more vague?
Yeah, I could be more vague.
I can tell that I'm not going to get any information out of these guys tonight.
I thought we were being perfectly straightforward.
We were a world of information here.
Well, I was going to ask you how you got started in songwriting, but I can tell you've forgotten. So, but so, is there any time you can remember that was like earth-shaking, important in your musical career that you're never going to forget? Bad, good, something in your life, in your musical life?
Yes, I had a moment like that last week.
Oh, tell us about it.
Well, it'd been 20 years since I heard a tape by this guy, and I heard the tape, and I ended up on my knees, in tears, on the floor, laughing, crying at the same time. Sonny Boy Williamson.
All right.
But beyond that, that was last week. Before that, I can't remember.
You can't remember? That's what electric guitar. Now, tell me about your guitar. I
Which
have to
one?
know. Well, that incredible new age instrument. Where did it go?
It's over
it must
there.
have disintegrated.
I got it out of harm's way because the only rule is you can't drop it. It's actually an old age instrument.
Yeah.
It's plastic.
I noticed.
It was made before probably many of our viewers were born.
Really? You think so? You've kept it in such good condition.
I've had it since before I was born.
If anyone would want to play a guitar like that, how would they get a hold of one?
Call Garth.
Well, yeah, call me, but we can't plug anybody on this show, right? We can't sell anything on this show, right?
Oh, this guitar is different.
We can sell it? That'll be $5,000, ladies and gentlemen, COD.
Brand new Nakamini or whatever the hell it is.
So, well, you got to at least tell me how you guys met, if you can remember. How did you meet this character? I mean, Garth.
Accident, wasn't it?
What kind of accident?
I'm trying to remember.
Independence Day
Really? How long ago? How many years have you known each
in
other?
1776.
Well, we're not supposed to discuss reincarnation on this show.
We're not talking about
No, we're just
that.
old
I
guys.
see. You're old guys. Okay. Well, that's coming right up, the anniversary of your meeting. Really soon. Are you playing that day?
Big deal. Big
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
We're going to testify in Washington.
Oh. I know. Listen, they need your help. They really
Ain't that
do.
the truth?
They need your help. I'm glad to hear that you're going to go.
They
help
need a
them
couple
out.
of guys like us up there, I think.
We're going to go
Really?
straighten that riff out back there, man.
Yeah.
Do you think
What about this religious thing that's going on?
It's over my head.
Boy,
I know.
Forget about it, huh?
It's rather confusing. Are you going to write any songs, though, about it? You know, maybe that's the way that information will be passed on to posterity about this later
Yeah,
on.
not me.
Well, we're working on
Not
one.
me. I won't touch that thing.
We've got a working title. It's called "Who Gave You the License to Drive Me Crazy?"
Oh, I see. That sounds like a really good song.
I forgot about that one, actually. Yeah, that's true.
How does a song get written? How does a song get written? I mean, how does it happen for you? I mean, I know it might be different every time.
Well, that's a tough one there.
Is it the same every time? I mean,
No, it's not. Usually I get a rhythm, like out of Garth's right hand when he's like shaking really heavily, and it just starts from there. And next thing you know, I have
Or maybe Bugs will come up with, what they call a bass line.
a bass line, yes. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. You're the bass man in this group, yes.
And then we do like a cappella work on it, and we sing. We have extensive vocal rehearsals, you might have noticed, until we have every note perfect.
Yes, harmonies.
And then
are
we go
important.
out and perform in public.
I see. I'm glad you pay attention to harmonies. I think that there's a lot of groups that don't pay enough attention, and I'm glad that you work on your singing. I think that's really neat. And the
Well, we do.
words, very profound. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't let anything go by the Quality Control Board unless it means nothing,
And I know that you both play with other groups. You want to promote some groups here that you play with and some places that you might be playing?
Frankly, no.
Hey, the Lumber Dogs. We do the Lumber Dogs every now and then.
Lumber Dogs.
Lumber Dogs,
Who are
Mofoco.
There's
About it.
Chimera on the horizon of the musical world.
Now, who are the Lumber Dogs? Oh, I know, you made that up, right?
No, the Velvet Lumber Dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Where can we catch them?
We don't know right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we will play
It's a very
somewhere
quiet
else.
thing.
It's very quiet.
Yeah.
And what kind of
Low
music?
profile. Old standards,
Oh, great.
Lounge.
lounge.
So you both sing, you play guitar, you play bass. Do either one of you play another instrument besides?
Yeah, I play Hawaiian lap steel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think I've seen you do that. How about you?
I play guitar.
Yeah, great.
Piano.
Yeah. I'm
Flageolet.
also a flageolet. I'm also a virtuoso at the foom bop.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very rare African
Very
instrument.
rare. Yeah.
That
Everybody
is
ever
very
plays it.
rare.
Oh, your grandfather.
Fabulous
You got it
instrument,
from
though.
your grandfather. Though.
Yeah, my grandfather gave it to me. He was a black man from Egypt.
I thought he was a Scottish guy who was in Africa.
No, that's my other grandfather.
They can't remember their genetic heritage either. But that's okay because it doesn't make any difference where you came from. It's now that counts, right? And
We're
you're
here now.
fantastic now, right?
That was then.
Absolutely.
This is now.
Right, well, I've enjoyed this interview immensely. I wish it could go on forever. But one of the people that you play with is, excuse me, but anyway, you play music with him. His name is Mike Evans, and he's right here in the studio tonight, and he is going to play for us next, and we're all going to be playing together. And he's getting ready to play for us, so let's everybody welcome Mike Evans.
Thank you all. Thank you, Tara, for introducing me. I started out a song I wrote about my dad, since it's just after Father's Day, and so we should start. Yeah, well, the show is this week. Okay, so we're gonna go here.
He was raised in the Tennessee hills, calluses covered his feet, and he was brought up swinging an axe. You know, he chopped the wood for his family's heat, and his dad said, son, now try to watch out. The man on the run will try to push you out, and son, beware of that lady on the prowl. She'll teach you what she's all about, and don't try to act like you know everything. You have to have some modesty. I know you're young, but you're so naive, and it won't always get you off the hook. You can't always depend on your youth to get you off of the hook. He left those hills when he was 17. Leather soles now covered his feet. He went to school and he earned a degree, but he got shipped out overseas to fight in a war that had to be won. He watched his friends die one after one, and he knew if he ever made it home, he'd have to try to end it on his own, 'cause he never acted like he knew everything. He always showed his modesty. He knew he was young, but he was not naive, and he never tried to get off the hook. No, he never did depend on his youth to get him off of the hook. Okay, Garth. Playing the game. He raised his sons to always stand firm to what they believe and not what they earn. He said, son, now always have heart, 'cause those in power are very smart. And if you don't act like you know everything, you won't have to show your modesty. You may be young, but you won't be naive, and you won't have to get off the hook. No, you never have to depend on your youth to get you off of the hook.
All right, Michael.
I really appreciate that. Almost as good as it sounded. So this is a song I wrote about a girlfriend of mine. I called her up one day, and this is what she told me verbatim over the phone. It's terrible.
I called her number on my noon break. Her busy signal was my only keepsake. She said, call me later, maybe I'll feel better. I don't want to sound like I'm giving you the runaround. Oh, no, I say, I know what you're going through. I've been there before, to me that is nothing new. But now, I ask myself, what am I aiming for? With this pretty princess, she gives me so little, I want more. Patience, perseverance, her voice, it rings in my mind. A lot of good it does me as I waste my time watching her indecision while she tangents depression over the break-in with her ex. I can't believe I'm hassling this for maybe just a little sex. I can't wait to see what happens next. Here you go, Garth. Well, her call turns on my tape like some sort of electrical rape. Well, telling me what I feel is not real, but I don't want to say it's all going her way. To her, this is all so new, sharing what we both went through. But now I ask myself, who has given more through these months of give and take? I think I was better off before.
Well, Michael, thank you very much.
Oh, thanks, Tara.
What a rare treat, indeed. You know, I have to tell our viewing audience that usually Mike and I are on the other side of
Yes,
these productions.
right.
This is kind of unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually actually the third time I've been on this side of the camera.
I know.
Usually on that side of the camera. So it's,
Yeah, that's
it's a
true.
whole nother trip.
Mike is a producer in his own right,
And left.
and left too, depending on which day it is.
Did the audience leave?
I don't know. No, there's some people that are still here, and of course, I'm sure that we're all dying to know. I mean, you were here before, someplace before you came to the Foghorn. I'm sure everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that was that
You
one of the
remember?
girls that I was talking to on the phone.
I wondered if it had anything to do with your.
Yeah, the phones
your-
nowadays, they do wonders.
Just think, if the answering machine had not been invented, you might not have been able to write that song.
Well, actually, I talked to her that during the first two verses, and then later she did call on the answering machine. That's one thing about writing first two verses of a song, and a lot of people can never get past that.
That's true.
And the third verse is really hard to do.
That's
And
very
I
true.
came home one day, and on the answering phone was this girl talking, and it was just perfect. It was like, hey, there's the end of my song.
So listen up, songwriters. You can get ideas from anywhere. Isn't that true? How do you think songs happen? How do they happen for you? What's the creative process?
You know, they just come out of nowhere, to tell you the truth. I remember one time I woke up in the middle of the night, and my girlfriend at the time was snoring next to me.
Oh, that's definitely song material.
Oh, it was perfect, because I thought of like, she snores in her dreams, but that didn't sound right, so I thought, oh, she sings her dreams. That was perfect, and I wrote a whole song about that. And it has, you know, really nice visual lyrics and everything, so it, you know, but it all came from just, she was snoring, you
Just
know?
being there.
Yeah, and it all depends on the person, too. You know, I mean, the one about my dad, I liked just because I started thinking about him and I wanted to write something about him.
I think that's a really fine song, and it's really beautiful words. And have you been into writing songs for a long time?
Well, I think I've written poetry or lyrics or whatever
I wondered
for
if you
years
had.
and years and years. And it's like just in the last 10 years that I started trying to put music to stuff. But it's been a hard task, I must admit. Like these guys, Bugs and Garth, write songs usually, the music, and then
First.
they think of their really deep lyrics later. And where I tend to think of a lyric and a song idea, and then try to fit the mood to the music.
I think that there is two ways of writing. That seems to happen with some people. The words come first. Sometimes it all happens all at once.
Well, actually, the last song I did, Pretty Princess, I wrote the music first.
You did.
And then I did fit the lyrics to it. But when I wrote the lyrics, I had no idea that that's what I was writing to. I was playing the song one day and realized this is the song for those lyrics.
And so you've been a poet. You're fantastic with words. But you know, you've been a lyricist. Were you a musician also? And then the two came together.
Well, no, actually in school I used to play in the orchestra and stuff.
What did you play?
Bass.
Bass, bass.
It's a great place to start.
I've never seen you play bass. I've seen you play, let's see, piano.
Yeah, but I quit playing the bass. And my parents got a piano and I started playing the piano. But I really didn't start playing the piano until I moved up here 10 years ago or 12 years ago.
Is that what you write your music on?
I generally write it on the piano. I've written a few songs on the guitar. But generally, it's so much easier to see the progressions for me on the piano.
It's very easy to learn music that way.
Yeah, you know, it's almost like stand out in front of you, where it's like, no, go here, go here. And it's okay, I'll go there. And that way it's really nice.
So you play harmonica too, don't you?
Yeah, actually, my mom bought me a harmonica when I was in 4th grade. I said, I want something I can just whip out anywhere and play, you know. And I got for my birthday a harmonica. And so ever since then, I've blown on the harmonica. And much to some people's chagrin, but much to the delight of others.
You're fine. How did you get together with these other characters that we've had on here tonight?
Well, it's a real treat to know these guys.
It is a true
I'll
treat.
tell you.
I would agree with that.
And I'm very happy I met them. I mean, they're two wild and crazy guys. We were on the Now and Then show. They were a great inspiration for the Now and Then show. Did a lot of commercials for the Now and Then show, and kept the music going quite a bit.
That's
a
right.
lot, really well.
That's
and
right.
I'm glad that they said that they'd help me out on this thing here once we were all on.
Right.
They said, okay, well, we'll play for you too.
That's
Couldn't
one of
ask
the-
anybody else better.
That's what we hope that this thing is about too, is supporting each other as musicians and songwriters and stuff like that. And so it's good to see the people combining their energies. And
Yeah, it is. It really is.
would you have any advice, admonitions, warnings? You know, a little
For what?
anecdotes for songwriters.
Oh, for songwriters.
Upcoming
oh.
musicians. It's not an easy place to be. A poet has never
Well,
had
I
the
was
easiest
I
time.
was a manager in the record business for a while. I managed a pretty big rock star for a couple of years, and that filled me up on the music biz. I got my fill, and all I can say is that to any musician, songwriter who's trying to go into it, persevere, and eventually you'll get there. That's it. You have to try your hardest. You know?
All right.
You can't let all the bad problems just bring you down, because there's a lot of people out there out to do you in. Like the song says, the man on the run will try to push you out as fast as he can.
So the music ought to come first, in other words.
Yeah. Well, you got to love what you're doing, for one
Right.
thing, you know. And when I was a manager in the biz, it was like my first job in the music business. I wasn't in the music business as a musician then. I was in the business.
So
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. So you saw that from a position that not very many songwriters even begin to understand.
Yeah, that's very true. I
Yeah.
saw it from the songwriter's point of view of the guy that I was managing, and I saw it also from the business point of view from managing him, and the two don't meet all the time. I know
There ought to be something, though, positive, though, that's about it. I mean, some kind of inspiration that songwriters can look for along the way, too. I mean, there's a lot of sleazes out there, but
Yeah.
surely there must be some good signs along
I'd
the way,
say
too.
any of the songwriters that really made it over the years are the people who have just persevered and have been good, too. They definitely have talent. You have to be really comfortable and confident in what you're doing in order to keep going. You know?
All right. Well, Mike, thanks very much for coming down. I really appreciate it.
I
And
really
this has
appreciate
been
you having me.
quite an evening here at the world-famous Foghorn Cafe. I wondered when that was coming in. And we're going to go out in a little bit with some really fun. You're going to play one more tune, that is,
Oh,
with
that's right, the
Garth and
dance,
Bugs. And
That's right.
we're going to have a little more
rockabilly
tune,
song there.
but we'd like to say thank you to everybody for coming down, and I'd like to promo a little bit about what's happening on our next show. I don't know when. You'll have to look in the local A&E or in the newspapers or wherever to find out when this fabulous show is going to be, and it's going to be Ernie Fischbach and friends. One of our friends who's sometimes behind the scenes here is now going to once again be
Great.
just like you in front of
Ernie, huh?
in front, and there's going to be some surprises. It's going to be a little bit of rock, a little bit of folk, and maybe some ethnic, and I don't know who all is going to be here, but I know it's going to be a fabulous show. So thanks, everybody. Thank the audience for coming down and having such good energy, and thank Kathy, and thank the crew, everybody. You guys are wonderful. All right, so I'm Tara Shannon, and I'm, yeah, where are they?
They're going to be here.
Okay, so we're about ready to go with our last song, so thanks everybody for coming to the Songwriters Showcase. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
This is a song I wrote about Elvis Presley on the day he died. One of my heroes, and I hope all of yours. Well, Elvis is gone. My hero's dead. I used to listen to him at night, up in bed. In my dreams, he would come and sing. One day you two just might be a king, because you love me tender and you love me sweet. You wore my blue suede shoes, you even had my hound dog beat. Well, it was early morning when I heard the news. I tried to play some favorites, he sure could sing the blues. I put on his first songs and climbed back in bed. And in a moment he was shaking in my head, singing, love me tender and won't you love me sweet. Here's my blue suede shoes and don't forget my hound dog beat. tried to catch his show, I just could not afford a seat. I went around by the backstage door, never once wondering what I was standing there for, because I loved him tender and I loved him sweet. I wore his blue suede shoes, I even had his Elno Thank you all for coming tonight from the Foghorn Live.